So we're going to tell you a little bit about how our practitioners at MMT are a little different to practitioners that you might find at other clinics. And we're going to start with stuff that's taught in school or at university, and it could be a systemic thing that we're dealing with, which is why our practitioners aren't getting results. And I still remember at school you kind of taught that you're separate from your client, you're an expert and they're just a customer. And you're above them, and you should never get too close, or you should never muddy the waters with how you connect as humans. And we think that's just inherently wrong for healing and for the exchange that's happening between two people in therapy, whether it's physical therapy or psychotherapy. We believe there should be an element of connection between the two parties, being the two people. And I still remember I was doing, I think every massage practitioner in Australia has to do the code of ethics practice every year or 2 years. And I remember one of the questions was, what should happen if your customer starts having an emotional episode or reaction on the table? And the right answer was back away, shut it down, tell them to go and see someone about it. And I thought that was just so incredibly wrong. That's from our perspective. That if your treatment, Bodywork, has evoked that kind of reaction, that's a really special thing. You know, that person trusts you and is willing to open up and have an emotional episode, whether it's crying or just evoking any kind of emotion or just talking about some issues, some psychological, emotional stresses. You don't need to be an expert in the field to actually allow that to happen. It's just two humans having an interaction. You don't even have to say anything. You just have to hold space and allow it to happen. So that's how we're different here at MMT. It's the human connection. It's that no one is below or above each other. It's just that we're both there trying to work out on an issue to help both people leave that exchange a lot better for it, isn't it, Ninj?
Yeah, you've covered it well there, man. Didn't leave me much to go, but yeah.
I'm sure you'll spit some wisdom, bro.
Yeah, we're willing to go to a deeper level. So it is deep tissue work. So there is a real element of trust that is needed, you know, to be able to go there. You're going into pain points. So you need to have a relationship. You need to know the person is competent and they can, go there with you. So, stress comes out, emotions are evoked. So, you want to be with somebody that you kind of can relate to. So we very much want to listen to people, but we're also willing to go first as well and tell other people how we're a human. We've got faults. We're
going through stuff.
Yeah, we're going through stuff. Everybody has got shit. So, once we can establish a relationship, we can find common ground. We can just talk as a human to human. A person that just wants to help another person out, have a better passage through life. That's what it's all about. Whatever you can do to help somebody out, it might be just listening and things like that. So, we're willing to do that. So
we encourage it. We search for it. We dig a little bit deeper when it's required. We don't do that with everyone. We read the play, but if we feel like someone does want to go a little bit deeper, or there's something there they want to talk about, we just allow it to happen. And like what you said then, Ninj, there needs to be trust to not only evoke the mental and emotional chat, but even the physical. If the person on the table doesn't trust the practitioner, they're not going to let you into that depth that is required to fix chronic pain. So even if you're not looking at going through the mental and emotional side of things, you still need to develop really good rapport if you do want to fix them physically as well. And that's what we encourage our practitioners to do really well.
Yeah. So if you think about physical pain, it's because of scar tissue, a block, something that you're holding on to that you're not kind of letting go of. It's still there with a purpose. It's guarding, it's protecting, but it's painful at the same time. It's restricting movement. So it's the same kind of concept with emotional stuff. If it's blocked, it's hidden, it's buried, you don't know what it is, it's in the dark. And then once we start to, work on the tissues and then things start to flow, like emotional stuff can flow as well. So it's the same kind of thing. We need to kind of get it to flow so we can understand it, we can process it, and then we can surrender it, let it go out. So it's the same kind of thing. So and that can be the key to getting you out of pain as well. So it's more holistic. So if you're kind of not willing to kind of look at a whole range of different elements that are in somebody's life, then you might be missing that one thing that could be the key to, being pain-free and being better, So So being happier, not suffering is a thing. Like there's so much suffering going on needlessly because we're not getting the right care. We're not there's too much restriction, too much bureaucracy or fear to kind of, overstep the mark and things. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really special when you have these conversations with people too on the table when you're doing body work, because a lot of the time, us as practitioners, we are impartial to your situation. So we don't judge, we don't make assumptions because we don't know the situation. So it's actually quite a safe space for you as a prospective customer to come in and actually share, because we're not attached to anything that's going on. So I guess that's the job of a counsellor in general, but if you're not really inclined to see a counsellor, it can be a great way to open up when you are receiving body work too. And we have great conversations as well. Like, I think there's a lot of small talk in life these days, whether it's with your family or your partner or your barista or whatever. You don't really have these deep, epic conversations sometimes. So like we would have it, multiple times a day when we're talking into someone's career path or self-worth or some stuff they're going on at home they're really struggling with. It's really special to be able to have these really deep, engaging conversations because, you get sick of the small talk sometimes, and it's good to talk about really big, worldly, conceptual things, crazy life-altering stuff you can chat with people about, and that's what we're here to offer.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we're here. We're social creatures, so don't try and be a robot and disconnect. So we want to connect and help you out in any way possible. So
and the next time you don't have to be a practitioner to go through this. The next time you see someone having an emotional episode with you, whether it's a friend or a partner or whatever, or even a random, don't shut it down. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to give any advice. Just hold space. Allow it to happen, and never shut it down.
Yeah, let it flow. It's not paying rent if it's inside you. So everything, let it go.
Thanks, guys.
Done.